I need 7 minutes to prove to you that Donald John Trump has a path to victory that you may not have considered. In a previous video, I talked to you about one path of victory possibility, the House of Representatives. But now I want to talk to you about another one. Have you ever heard of the word videate? It's a strange word. I had never heard it really. But it's used in legal discourse. Videate. Here's what it means. You might want to Google it, but I'll tell you real quickly. It means to spoil, impair, or destroy the quality of and the efficiency of. It means to destroy the legal validity of. Now, why am I focused on the word videate? Because that particular word was used by the Supreme Court in one of their rulings called the United States versus Throckmorton. And this is what it said. Fraud, the word fraud, videates everything. It was discussing a case in the United States versus Throckmorton, and it said that when fraud is found, it videates everything. I think that's my new favorite word, videate. In other words, it makes it null and void. It destroys the efficiency of the thing. So here's my question to you, and you've got to answer this sincerely, because I know it looks like President Trump is running out of paths here to victory. But I like what he said yesterday whenever they was interviewing him over the phone. His final words were, "Don't ever bet against me." Well, here's why. I believe he knows some things that we don't know. And the mainstream media, they are scared to death for you not to drink the Kool-Aid. I'm running out of time, so let me explain this. It videates everything. Do you believe that there was fraud in this election? That's all you have to answer. Even if you're watching me and you're a hater and you love Mr. Biden, I want you to answer something deep down in your heart. Do you believe there was any fraud in this election? Now, many of you are wondering why the press secretary, McEnany, is walking around with binders full of affidavits. Why is she walking on every show that she goes on? She's got these binders. She's telling you something. What is she telling you? I'm fixing to reveal it to you. Why do you think this team of lawyers is in Philadelphia? Why do you think they're in Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada? Because something is going on. Here's what's going on. There are 50,000 votes between Arizona and Georgia that separates President Trump and private citizen Biden. 50,000 votes is all that separates them in 2 states. If we eradicate that lead, that leaves Pennsylvania. If the Supreme Court rules against Pennsylvania, Donald Trump is president. Now that's a lot of ifs. I understand that. But videate means fraud has been found. Why do you think they're running out the clock and doing an audit on these elections? Because when fraud and a pattern of fraud is proven, like 25,000 nursing home residents getting a ballot at the same time, all requesting it at the same time, or like the young man on Laura Ingram's show last night from Tennessee, the young black man that said that he voted in Arizona and his signature even matched up to the vote. But the only problem is he wasn't in Arizona. He never voted. If a pattern of fraud can be proven, that's what they're working on now, and it's going to take time. Quit watching the screen, getting scared to death. There's a plan in place to find this fraud, to videate this election. Now, let me tell you something you may not have known. I've got, 3 minutes left? We got to hurry. I want to read something to you that you may not have known before. And it is what happens if the date of December the 14th rolls around, that is the day that the Constitution demands. There's no extension. There's no backup plan. December the 14th is the deadline for the Electoral College to cast their vote. Well, guess who it is that authorizes this Electoral College to cast their vote? It is the state legislature. The election clause of the United States Constitution gives all power and all authority to the state legislature, not the Secretary of State, but the lawmakers of that particular state. So what happens on December the 14th if there has been fraud found in the state of Pennsylvania, Georgia? What happens? The state legislature has to act within their authority, and their authority comes into play, and here's how it happens. Are you ready? If they think this election was stolen by any type of fraud, any type, then they go to the law, not to what cracked up Cuomo says or Fruity Lemon or anybody, but what the law says. The Republican-controlled state legislatures have a mandate to act. They act, not the Secretary of State, the legislature. The lawmakers stand up and demand that this wrong be righted. How do they do that? They have the authority to choose a slate of electors for their electoral college delegation. Now that's big words, and it might be a little confusing, but I want to suffice it by saying this. All Donald Trump's team needs to do is stay focused on the fraud. Stay focused on the fraud. You find the fraud in the audit. Why? Because we all know it's there. Even the haters know that it's there. Well, we don't have to depend on the haters. The gentleman that's over elections in Georgia has admitted to us we're going to find illegal voting. He's already told us that. Much more evidence is being collected. Trust the process, everybody. The state legislatures. Now, my 7 minutes is up, so I can't keep explaining to you the details of the legislature and how this goes about. Just Google it yourself and listen. I'm going to try to find the law for you. Go to the Constitution, and you'll find, well, before you do that, there was a precedent set by the Supreme Court in 2000 in Bush versus Gore. And here's what it says. The state legislature's power to select the manner for appointing electors is plenary. It may, if it so chooses, select the electors itself. Goes on to say, there is no doubt of the right of the legislature, the law-making body, not the Secretary of State, not the governor, the legislature. And it just so happens that in these states we have Republican-controlled legislatures, that they have the right to resume the power at any time, for it can never be taken away nor abdicated. What? Their right to choose a slate of electors. Now, why would they do this? If they did it by the hair of their chinny chin chin, they would be committing political suicide. The only way this would work is if President Trump's team stays focused on the fraud. You see me sharing a lot of videos on Facebook showing fraud. We're doing that on purpose. We've got to find the fraud. A lot of you are worried that we've not found a lot of evidence. First of all, you don't know what we found, or they found. I'm a nobody, not me, but you don't know what they found. You're giving up and you don't even know why. Stay strong. Ride this thing with our president till the end. December the 14th, that's the day, baby. Everything's got to happen. After December the 14th, the new House of Congress, or the House of Representatives, will be sworn in on January the 3rd. We have to have a president by January the 20th. And if we don't have all the certifications by then, welcome to 2020, folks. All right, so listen. They call me Professor Toto. Why? Because Toto's the little dog that pulled back the curtain on the fake Wizard of Oz. I'm trying to pull back the curtain on a fake election, fake numbers, fake news, trying to show you the truth of the matter. I've got haters and I've got lovers. If you're a lover, go find me on Facebook, Mewe, Parler, Twitter, and YouTube, and Roku. We have our own Roku channel. Go look for us on Roku, First Harvest Ministries. All right, Facebook, Shane Vaughn 38. Mewe, Shane Vaughn 1. Parler, Brothervaughn, spelled out all the way. And I think that's it, right? YouTube, First Harvest Ministries. Hey, I'm just trying to help you have hope and help you calm down. There's a pathway to victory. Have an awesome day. Class will resume. Professor Toto will return to help settle your nerves.